Hola a todos and welcome along to Speech Bubble Languages Spanish Level 1 class. This is week 2 of our programme. To get ourselves started, we're going to begin with a little quiz to revise what we learned in lesson number 1 of this blog. So as you can see on the screen, your challenge is to listen, read and translate. Now, if you find it nice and easy, you might want to not peek at the screen and just try to use your listening skills and write down the English for what you're hearing. But the words are on the screen if you need that help. You'll hear each word 3 times over. Número 1. Buenos días. Buenos días. Buenos días. Número 2. Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Número 3. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? Número 4. ¿Y tú? ¿Y tú? ¿Y tú? Número 5. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? Número 6. Mi apellido es. Mi apellido es. Número 7. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. Número 8. Soy de Escocia. Soy de Escocia. Soy de Escocia. Número 9. Vivo en Escocia. Vivo en Escocia. Vivo en Escocia. Y finalmente número 10, and finally number 10. Soy escocés. Soy escocés. Soy escocés. Okay, let's check over your answers. Number 1, we should have good morning or good day. Number 2, see you later. Number 3, how are you? Number 4, and you? Number 5, what's your name? Number 6, my surname is. Number 7, pleased to meet you. Number 8, I am from Scotland. Number 9, I live in Scotland. And finally, number 10, I am Scottish. And if you were a female speaking, we would change that to soy escocesa. I hope you did well. Let's crack on with our warm-up then, shall we? Remember, this part of the lesson is about focusing on your pronunciation. So I want you to listen very carefully to the words and sounds that you're hearing and repeat them as clearly and confidently as you can. Focus on that pronunciation to try to get it as accurate as you can. And if you want to try the drills a few times over, why not rewind the video and try them again after you've done this. Empezamos con el alfabeto en español. Let's start with our alphabet in Spanish. Listen carefully to the sounds and repeat them after me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, Y, M, N, Ñ, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Muy bien. Continuamos. Let's continue on. This time, I would like you to try los días de la semana, the days of the week. Again, focus on your pronunciation. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Bien hecho, well done. And our final part of this warm-up is los meses del año, the months of the year. Try them after me. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. Bien hecho. Let's continue our warm-up by reminding ourselves of the questions and answers we learned about ourselves in lesson number 1. Try them after me. ¿Qué tal? Muy bien. ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo. ¿De dónde eres? Soy de España. ¿Dónde vives? Vivo en Málaga, en España. ¿Cuál es tu nacionalidad? Soy español. Soy española. Now let's try these questions again. I'll ask the questions and there'll be a short gap for you to respond out loud in Spanish. Use your notes from last session to help you if you need to, or the support on the screen too. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿De dónde eres? ¿Dónde vives? ¿Cuál es tu nacionalidad? Fantastico. I hope you were able to answer all of those questions in your very best Spanish. It's time for us now to push on with the main part of today's lesson. So what are we going to be learning about today? In today's session, we're going to be looking at making travel plans. But our main priority here is learning how to count in Spanish, to learn the time as well. Use your notes for this lesson to help you out as much or as little as you need to. Okay, so our main focus is going to start with los números en español, our numbers in Spanish. Now, even if you know your numbers in Spanish, I want you to take this opportunity today to really slow down and focus on getting the pronunciation of the numbers absolutely bang on. Are we ready to do some counting? Vámonos. Listen carefully and try those numbers after me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Muy bien hecho. Let's count them again, shall we? Let's bring it right the way back up to the top. And don't forget, if you want to go over them a few more times, then simply pause and rewind the video. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Muy bien. Vamos a jugar. Let's play. The game is called ¿Qué número falta? Which number is missing? In this game, the idea is that you search for the numbers on the screen, counting them in Spanish as you go. And as soon as you find one that's not on the screen, you call that number out loud. Don't forget to count the numbers in Spanish when you're looking for the missing one. ¿Qué número falta? Which number's missing? 2. ¿Qué número falta? 6. ¿Qué número falta? 10. ¿Y ahora qué falta? 9. ¿Qué falta? 3. ¿Qué falta? 7. ¿Qué número falta? Sí, es la 1. ¿Qué número falta? 4. ¿Qué número falta? 5. ¿Y ahora qué número falta? Que no nos falta nada. There's no numbers missing. Muy bien hecho. Well done. So here are our numbers once again. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Muy bien. Now there's a few little pronunciation points to note, and for this I'm going to stick a little star onto it so you can focus on it. You might want to add this little addition to your notes too to help you when you're practicing your numbers in your own time. So, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3 don't cause us very many issues when it comes to pronunciation. Arguably, cuatro as well is okay and nice and straightforward. The first time you need to think really carefully with the pronunciation is this letter here. The CI combination in Spanish makes a cinco sound. Cinco. You should be sticking your tongue out between your teeth. Try it. Cinco. Now, for our English-speaking people, we'll find that this size combination here, the EI, for us can make us feel a little bit uncomfortable about how to pronounce that. You might want to consider the number 6, size, like the word slice with the L move. Size. The next number, siete. I had a young learner tell me it sounds like see yeti, like seeing a yeti. That might help. But most importantly, the TE at the end should be pronounced a nice T sound. Siete. We then have ocho, which is good as he is. Then nueve. Try to make that V a nice soft B sound. Nueve. And finally, the number 10. He's got the Z at the end, so that tongue should come back out again, and it's pronounced 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, if you want to recap them yourself, you can play this little part of the video back. But I'm going to take you higher up the numbers now. We're going into our 10s, up to 20. Try them after me. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So a nice th sound at the end of all of these numbers here. The th is produced by the CE combination at the end of the word. So let's count them again. Don't change the way you were saying them. Listen carefully and try to get it super accurate. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's keep going, shall we? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's see how they're written down. Remember, try not to change the way you were pronouncing them. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Fantastic work. I'm now going to pop some sums onto the screen. A little bit of matemáticas for you to practice, not just your numerical skills, but also to practice your reading skills in Spanish and to help you recognise those numbers that we've been practicing so far. So here are your sums on the screen and a little code on the top right there, which tells you the meaning of más, menos, and por. Pause the video here as you try to complete the sums. Can you give the answer using the Spanish for the number? Buena suerte, good luck. Okay, let's check those answers. Number 1, 8 más 10, 8 plus 10, 18. Number 2, 10 por 2, 10 times 2. That gives us 20. Number 3, 5 menos 1, 5 minus 1 gives us 4. Number 4, número 4, 7 más 7, 7 plus 7 gives us 14. Number 5, 1 por 8, 1 times 8, 8. Number 6, 16 menos 5, 16 minus 5. Our response is 11. Number 7, 9 más 11, 9 plus 11 will give us 20. And finally, number 8, 2 por 5, 2 times 5 gives us 10. I hope you got 8 sobre 8, 8 out of 8 on that little quiz. Let's keep counting. We've managed to go from 1 all the way up to 20. De 1 a 20. If you want to recap those numbers, pause the video here and have a look at your handout before we crack on with the next set. So we're going to work our way up through the 20s now. Try the sounds after me. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Can you hear it there? It's 20, 20, and then simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, practice those numbers, but let's take a look at how they're written down. Don't change the amazing way you were saying them a minute ago. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Keep counting. I wonder if you can figure out how these numbers would therefore be said, going on the pattern we've used so far. Okay, it's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So yes, going from 20 up to 30 are super easy. They are formed by simply adding 1, 2, 3 onto the word 20. See how there's a little I there instead of an E? A tiny spell change from the number 20 on its own. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And then we have 30 y 31. We've gone so far up to this point, but we're going to take a quick look at the numbers all the way up now to 100. So we know how 20 works. 21, 22. And we've seen 30. 31, 32, 33, so on and so forth. Remember to take a look at your number square on your handout if you want to see each of these numbers written down individually. But let's practice these 10s, shall we? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And this brings us up to 100 or ciento are two ways of saying 100. And like I said, have a look at your number square on your handout to see how each of these sets of tens work. If you're looking carefully, you'll see that we simply go y uno, y dos, y tres, y cuatro, etc. all the way through each of these groups of tens. You might want to hit pause here and work your way right the way through your number square, calling the numbers aloud as you're counting. Now, this is not on your handout for this week, but it is coming soon. Let's have some fun by trying our hundreds too. 200, 300, 400. Then try this change. 500, 600. A wee change. 700, 800. A wee change. 900. And then finally, 1000 for 1000. Now, this is a time for you to hit pause on the video. We have a reading challenge and quite a tricky one too. It might take you some time to work through these and use your number square to help you all the way. Can you write these numbers in digits? There are 20 numbers to work your way through. Take your time and go for accuracy in your numbers. Now, as a little trick, if the numbers are getting gradually bigger, then you're going in the right direction. Okay, so hit pause and take your time to work through this little challenge. Buena suerte, good luck. Okay, let's check how you've done. I'll go through each of the answers in turn. Number 1, 15. Number 2, 19. Number 3, 25. Number 4, 42. Number 5, 59. Number 6, 91. Number 7, getting a little bigger now, 137. Number 8, 378. Number 9, 502. Number 10, 770. Number 11, 1000. 12, 1200. 13, 1340. 14, 2019. Number 15, 4090. Number 16, 8300. Number 17, 9042. Number 18, 9090. Number 19, 9099. And finally, number 20, 2020. Quite a tricky challenge there. If you're feeling that that's enough for this evening or today when you're working through your class, you might want to hit pause and come back and pick up on the rest of the video. But if you're ready to crack on, let's keep this video playing. Your next challenge is a listening challenge. This can be really tricky on us as new learners of Spanish, so be kind to yourself if you find this hard. We're going to listen to some sentences now spoken by some native speakers. There are 7 sentences in total, and within each sentence there are numbers hidden in each one. There are 2 numbers in the last one. In fact, there are actually 3. Can you pick out the numbers in the sentence? As a little challenge, you can try to think about what's been said in each sentence, but your priority is to listen super carefully and pick out numbers within the sentence. Now, if you need a little bit of help with this one, the transcript is also on your handout, and we'll see the transcript on the next page too. I'm going to play the audio just now, and it will play each of these in order, 1 through to 7. Feel free to pause the video so that you can listen through to the audio as many times as you like for each one before seeing what the answers are on the next page. Here's the Spanish.
Gano 70 euros.
Vivo en la calle Atocha, número 50.
Hay 29 estudiantes en la clase. Cuesta 36 euros, por favor.
Mi amigo tiene 48 años.
El total es 200 euros.
Tengo 2 hijos, Paco, que tiene 17 años, y Miguel, que tiene 25 años.
Gano
Okay, let's take a little look at the transcript, shall we? And see if you've picked out the numbers in each sentence too. Number 1, gano 70 euros. The number is 70. Gano means I win or I earn in Spanish. So the sentence means I earn 70 euros or I win 70 euros. Number 2, the number in number 2 is número 50. The sentence says, I live in Atocha Street. Number 50, Atocha Street. Number 3, hay 29 estudiantes en la clase. The number here is number 29. And the sentence says, there are 29 students in the class. Number 4, cuesta 36 euros, por favor. The number here is 36. And the sentence means, it costs 36 euros, please. Number 5, the number hidden in here is the number 48, 48. And the sentence says, my friend is 48 years old. Number 6, the number in here is 200. The total is 200 euros, is the meaning of the sentence in full. Finally, to our last sentence, there are 3 numbers actually hidden in here. The number dos, 2, the number 17, 17, and the number 25, 25. And what does the sentence mean? It says, I have 2 sons, Paco, who is 17 years old, and Miguel, who is 25 years old. Now, that was quite a challenge for us to do this listening, so well done if you've managed to pick up some numbers hidden within the audio recorded by our native speakers. Well done. We're now going to move on to the second part of our session, and this is learning how to tell the time in Spanish. If the numbers has been quite a taxing activity on you, you might want to leave this section for a bit later on in your week and come back to it. Okay, la hora, time in Spanish. The verb ser is used to express the time of day in Spanish. Ser means to be. We use es when referring to 1 o'clock and son when we're referring to all other hours. For example, es la una. It's 1 o'clock. Son las dos. It's 2 o'clock. They're literally saying there are 2 o'clock. So let's take a look at that in action. Here's our lovely clock face, and up the top, I'm going to stick on midday and midnight. Try to say them after me. Es mediodía. Es medianoche. Now let's work our way around the clock, trying the Spanish after me. Es la una. Son las dos. Son las tres. Son las cuatro. Son las cinco. Son las seis. Can you take the rest of the clock up? Son las 7. Son las 8. Son las 9. Son las 10. Son las 11. Fantastic. So what about the minutes? Well, to do minutes past the hour, we use y, the Spanish word and. Es la 1:10. It's 1:10. Son las 3:05. It's 3:05. Let's see our clock face once more and work our way around our minutes past the hour in minutes of 5. Son las 2:05. Son las 2:10. Son las 2:15. Son las 2:20. Son las 2:25. Son las 2:30. So we know we use E for minutes past the hour, and we just practiced them there, didn't we? But what about the minutes to the hour? To do minutes to the hour, we use the Spanish word menos, which we just met earlier on in our lesson when we were doing our sums. Menos actually means subtract, take away. Es la 1:20. It is 1 minus 20. It's 20 to 1. Son las 3:5. It's 3 minus 5. In other words, 5 to 3. So here's our lovely clock face. Let's practice our minutes to the hour. -5, -10, -15, -20, -25. Great job so far. Let's work our way around once more. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. -5, -10, -15, -20, -25. So that's minutes past the hour with E, minutes to the hour with menos. But just as in English, we also have 1/2 past, 1/4 past, and 1/4 to. In Spanish, this is y media, 1/2 past, y cuarto, 1/4 past, and y menos cuarto, 1/4 to. So we can sneak these into our clock face now. Y cuarto, y media, menos cuarto. So we worked our way all the way around our clock face in Spanish. Very well done. Now again, the benefits of watching our recording. If you want to check over that again, then you can hit pause, rewind it, and take yourself through these past few minutes of our lesson to recap the time in Spanish. To talk about when something takes place in Spanish, we drop the es, la, and the son, las, and we simply say a. A la 1, at 1 o'clock, a las 3, at 3 o'clock. For example, el tren sale a las 3:30. The train leaves at 3:30. So let's head to the station, shall we? En la estación. En la estación. Let's practice the Spanish for things we may find around la estación. Remember to focus on your pronunciation and try the words nice and clear after me. La entrada. La salida. Caballeros. Señoras. Los servicios. La taquilla. La ventanilla de información. La cafetería. El kiosco. Good job. So here we have those words once more. Let's try them again out loud. La entrada, la salida, las señoras, los caballeros, los servicios, la taquilla, la ventanilla de información, la cafetería, el kiosco. Okay. Can you add the English to your handout? Can you remember what the images were for each of these? Pause the video here as you work through that little task. Check off those answers. Did you get them correct? So these places in La Estación, we could meet in a train station, a bus station, and even in and out other places of travel. To ask directions to one of these places, the easiest way is to simply ask, por favor. For example, if you're looking for the ticket office, you would say, la taquilla, por favor. Why not try a few of those out just now? So this brings us to our final challenge of the session. On the screen, you'll see a conversation between an empleado, an employee, in blue, and a cliente, a customer, in red. The conversation is in la taquilla, in the ticket booth, where our customer is buying some tickets for travel. I've removed some of the words from the conversation, and they're appearing in the box in blue on the right-hand side. Can you figure out where those words should belong in the conversation? I know there's lots of new Spanish in here, so take your time and get your best guesses in those gaps. Pause the video here as you work through the task. Anda ya, muy bien. Okay, let's listen to the conversation and check whether you had the gaps filled in correctly.
Buenos días. ¿Qué desea?
Quisiera un billete de ida y vuelta a Málaga.
¿A qué hora?
A las 10:20.
¿Primera o segunda clase?
Segunda. ¿Cuánto es?
20 euros.
Vale. ¿De qué andén sale?
Del andén número 4.
Gracias. Adiós.
How did you get on? Buenos días, ¿qué desea? Good day. What do you desire? What would you like? Quisiera un billete de ida y vuelta a Málaga. I'd like a return ticket to Malaga. ¿A qué hora? At what time? A las 10:20. At 10:20. At 10:20. Primera o segunda clase? First or second class? Segunda, second. ¿Cuánto es? How much is it? 20 euros, 20 euros. Vale, okay. ¿De qué andén sale? From which platform does it leave? Del andén número 4. From platform number 4. Gracias. Adiós. I hope you did well on your final challenge, our conversation within La Taquilla, the ticket office. As an additional challenge, if you like, use the transcripts from our conversation that you've just heard. On the left-hand side, it's there again, to create some dialogues of your own. Use the information in the coloured boxes to help you fill in the information for your dialogue. There's numbers in here, guys, too, and prices. I'm sure you'll do great. You can send on any work that you've prepared to me via email or WhatsApp message, whatever suits you best. But before we finish our session today, let's practice our vocabulary from booking tickets. Un billete, a ticket. Un billete sencillo, a single ticket. Un billete de ida y vuelta, a return ticket. A Madrid, to Madrid. A la 1, A las 2. A las 3. This is our time, isn't it? Primera clase. Segunda clase. First class. Second class. ¿A qué hora sale? At what time does it leave? ¿De qué andén sale? From what platform does it leave? Don't forget that you can practice these words over again if you wish by rewinding the video and trying to say them aloud lots. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much for watching our lesson. If you need any support in your learning journey with us, please do get in touch. We're here to help. Adiós. Hasta la próxima.